or you can drive through with your car. We're going to have all those details and much more of the most common questions for the vaccine clinic up on WFMYnews2.com.
The U.S. Senate passed President Joe Biden's American Rescue Plan over the weekend. Now the bill heads back for a final vote in the House. And this is the bill that includes $1,400 stimulus checks for many Americans. It also includes a child tax credit of up to $3,600 per kid, as well as a $34 billion expansion of Obamacare subsidies, making more people eligible to buy health coverage and lowering premiums for others.
I have every confidence that Speaker Pelosi will sign, that the House will pass the bill, and that the President will sign the bill. And I'm hopeful we can have a nice signing ceremony sometime this week.
These people in the Congress today, the House and the Senate on the Democratic side, are out of control liberals.
Not a single Republican in either chamber has voted to support this bill.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. An experimental COVID-19 pill is showing good results in a preliminary study. The drug maker said their small study found the Tamiflu-like pill. It helped reduce the amount of time someone was infected with COVID-19. After a 5-day treatment, 42% of the non-hospitalized participants had reduced COVID-19 infections. Other studies on the drug are still underway, so the full results have not been released yet. Dr. Anthony Fauci says the number of vaccine doses will dramatically increase over the next few weeks. Fauci also predicts high school students will be able to get the vaccine by fall. And get this, elementary school kids could start to get the vaccine by 2022. The U.S. is now administering at least 2 million shots every day. And the CDC says 88 million doses have been given so far. Jury selection has been delayed until tomorrow in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. He's accused of killing George Floyd last May. Now, the judge put off questioning jurors until tomorrow, pending a ruling to reinstate a third-degree murder charge. Even with jury selection delayed, court experts say finding impartial jurors will be tough. The former officer has pleaded not guilty to charges of second-degree murder and manslaughter. And investigators say a missing 12-year-old from Lexington has been found safe in Florida. Ashlyn Early was spotted by deputies in Jacksonville, Florida on Saturday night with a 15-year-old boy. Today, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office tweeted an update saying she and the other missing child were found safe.
Energy experts say we could see gas prices hit $3 by Memorial Day weekend. Now, there are a few factors that are playing into this price hike. The biggest immediate impact we're still seeing is from the Texas winter storm. The storm hit the state's oil refineries pretty hard. 11 of them were totally or partially shut down, turning off about 20% of the country's refining capacity. Another reason we're seeing these hike in prices is a drop in COVID-19 cases, and that is causing more people to travel than were a year ago. And the last reason is gas just costs more as the seasons switch over to summer. A higher grade gas is used during the summer, and it makes it more expensive to make. Now, a lot of people online believe that President Joe Biden is responsible for raising those gas prices. In a viral photo, it claims gas prices were lower when President Donald Trump was in office. Our Verified team took a look at the facts to get you an answer.
Are gas prices rising, and is this due to the current president? Our main sources are the Energy Information Administration, or EIA, data from GasBuddy, and Jeanette McGee with the AAA. EIA data shows we started off 2021 at a national average of $2.33 a gallon. Now we're at about $2.79, roughly an increase of about 46 cents. So yes, gas prices have been rising in 2021. But how much of that is due to the current president? Well, charts from the last 6 months do show a steep increase since the election, but these are a bit misleading. It looks like prices were low under President Trump and increased under President Biden. But if you zoom out and look at the last 4 years instead, you get a more full picture. Gas prices dropped drastically last March due to the pandemic, then slowly raised throughout the year. Before that, from 2017 to 2020, prices ranged from a high of $3.03 to a low of $2.33 under President Trump. Put simply, gas prices fluctuate no matter who is president. And Jeanette McGee explained that there's a direct explanation for why gas prices are increasing right now.
Right now, really what's driving gas prices is crude oil and the impact from the refinery shutting down due to the winter storm in Texas, not a result of anything political or with the White House.
Data from the EIA backs that up. They showed that the winter storms in recent weeks put refinery utilization at a record low of 56%, and international crude oil prices are up about $20 to $30 from where they were last year. McGee says that combination means gas prices will likely keep rising through spring and summer.
We've just got a little bit of an issue in the U.S. in terms of tightening supply and more expensive crude oil, which means more pain at the pump, and we're not saving as much as we were in 2020.
Bottom line, yes, gas prices are going up right now. That's verified. But posts like these tying current increases to the Biden administration are false.
All right, let's look at our forecast. And first thing you're going to talk about is temperatures today. It is comfortable out there. If you're in the sunlight, like direct sunlight, it just feels great. You know, light breeze here or there, not too bad. 60 degrees in the Triad and in Raleigh. Fayetteville has the same reading. A little cooler at the coastal sections because they get that sea breeze interaction, but 59 in Wilmington, 56 in Myrtle Beach and the Grand Strand. Charlotte is at 64 right now. Even Asheville and the western parts of the state in the mid 60s. Tonight we'll drop down to about 34. It's a very dry air mass over us, so you'll notice big differences in highs and lows over the next couple of days. So 34 tonight, which means that's your morning temperature. Then tomorrow up to 68. How about that? We do see some lower 70s in our forecast coming up. That is picture perfect weather. Mostly sunny for tomorrow and even warmer than today. Now you look at the satellite radar combination, there's nothing happening here. In fact, usually we'll zoom out to a state view here, but I had to go out to literally half the United States, almost the eastern half, just to show you how clear it is. This is a massive ridge of high pressure that's controlling our forecast and will for a while put this futurecast in motion. You see it's just moving over our state, and this is taking you even through Wednesday morning. Technically that high pressure just continues to move across the area, warmer air coming in underneath that thing, and it just makes for a perfect outlook for us over the next several days. Mostly clear tonight, that low of 34. Winds will be light out of the southwest. Low 70s Wednesday, Thursday, sunny to partly cloudy through the whole work week. Mid 70s on Friday. Next mention of rain Sunday, Monday with cooler weather moving in. You know, over the years, you may have seen, especially if you watch the Good Morning Show, we would feature the Men Who Cook competition. It's sponsored by Southeastern Credit Union, and they have their family house, which helps take care of families for patients that have to go be treated at Wake Forest Baptist, especially if they're traveling out of town. It's a serious illness. They need a place to stay, and they offer them free lodging there. So, like everything, they say the show must go on. They continued the competition this year, but they changed it a little bit. I spoke with Tracy Geiger of the Men Who Cook event to get the details.
Tracy, you guys have actually been on the Good Morning Show. Give people that aren't familiar, tell them what this event is all about.
Well, the Family House Men Who Cook, this will be our 6th year, but certainly a new iteration of it, with it being a virtual chef auction. This is our only major fundraiser through the year, and we just felt it was important to keep it aligned with the Family House, as it has been such a huge success in the past.
So describe really how this works. I mean, people, you know, some of these guys, most of them, they're not professionals, but they do have that dish that everybody asks about. And how does that pan out?
We have reinvented it this year and have about 10 different chef and dining experiences that will be live online on our auction site starting March 15th. And people will have an opportunity to read the different dining experiences that our chefs have graciously put together, whether it's a large outdoor barbecue for up to 30 people or a smaller private dinner at someone's home. People have an opportunity to bid throughout the week, or once the auction opens, they can actually buy it now.
You guys have thought of everything. Talk a little bit about your organization. Where does this money go for this competition?
All the proceeds from the event itself, the chef auctions, or tipping your favorite chef. So I encourage people, even if they're not going to bid on it, to go on and make a donation to their favorite chef for a chance to win the coveted People's Choice Award. And all proceeds from any of the items on the auction do come to support the SECU Family House.
This is great. Love it. Love this idea. It's always so much fun. Good luck with this event.
It's a great thing. I mean, we've featured them on the Good Morning Show for years, and they do incredible work. Plus, this competition is really neat because they pull in people from all walks of life. Again, not professional chefs, just guys who like to have that one meal that everybody asks for. And we all win with this one, too, because you can sample each and every one of them if you want to.
All right, so since I am on a show full of men, who in here can cook?
Y'all already know the answer. The answer is me.
A little bit.
The answer is Jalen alone?
The answer is me.
You said a little bit, Ben.
And what do you cook, Jalen? Because I've never been able to taste any of it.
All right, well, it doesn't really matter. It depends on what you want for the day. You want Mexican, you want Italian.
You want some ramen
I don't
noodles?
believe that.
Nah, I don't do
Cereal?
ramen noodles. Hey, Eric, you better ask about me, man. I'm serious in the kitchen.
Are you serious? I need a test. I need a test run.
Look, man, whatever you want. You want steak, you want pasta, you want Mexican,
I'm sensing
you
like
want
a
barbecue.
recipe section of our website.
That's what I'm
coming
saying.
from Jalen
I'll blow this competition out the water. It wouldn't even be close. Sign
The
me up.
confidence is there.
We got you in there for next year. That's going to
Absolutely.
happen.
Can you take the heat in the kitchen?
Maddie knows. She seen my Instagram.
I do. He does post a lot of his dinners on Instagram, and they do look delicious.
Just because the food is pretty does not mean it tastes good.
See, the thing
That's
is,
It's true.
my food tastes better than it looks.
Oh, well, it looks
You
good.
can filter up some food now. Let's be
what-
honest.
My presentation isn't that great, but I'm telling you, the taste is there. I got all the bases.
All right, sounds good. Well, I can serve a bowl of cereal as an appetizer and some scrambled eggs.
Nice cheese
as
board.
like a palate cleanser. I'm on a cheese board, man. Just place and present. We're on it.
Jalen, go cook us up something during the break.
I'll see what I can come up with real quick.
All right, we'll be right back.
UNCG is just one win away from the big dance.
Yes,
now.
the Spartans are getting ready to take on Mercer in the SoCon Championship game later tonight. WFMY News 2's Luke Liddon has the latest breakdown ahead of the big matchup.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, and we've heard it time and time again. Win and you're in. And that's the reality for the UNCG Spartans, as they are just one victory away from earning a bid to the big dance. They're set to face Mercer in the SoCon final, and if they win, they are on to the NCAA tournament. The Spartans are in the championship game for the 6th time in program history and the 4th in the last 5 years. And in large part thanks to Isaiah Miller, the SoCon Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Miller led UNCG with 21 points for the 2nd straight game in this tournament, although it's more than just number one helping to get the job done.
Isaiah is deserving of everything. He is terrific. Gosh, I'm going to miss that little booger when he's gone. I can't tell you. But sometimes I think people think we're one-dimensional, and that's absolutely not true. We got a lot of offensive talent on our roster, and it was nice to see guys have success tonight. I mean, you look down, and there's a ton of balance, and again, 12 three-pointers, and a number of guys make multiple three-pointers. You know, that's kind of what we thought we needed to be as a team this year offensively, and this is a good time of year for that to kind of come together.
Oh, I cannot wait. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. as the Spartans will take on the Mercer Bears, a team that UNCG also swept in the regular season. All the highlights and post-game reaction, hopefully, of a Spartan win coming your way later tonight right here on WFMY News 2 at 11 o'clock.
Well, Luke just told me what my plans are for the night. Now I know what I'll be watching. Let's look at our forecast here. We don't have to watch the skies now for any trouble because we are entering into a great period of weather for about 4 days straight. I mean, today is comfortable. You look at the average high temperature around 58. Most of us are in the low 50s or 60s rather, somewhere between 60 and 63 all across the area. That's probably where our highs will end up. Hour by hour, we'll cool to the 40s, it looks like, by about 8 o'clock, dropping down into those 30s once we get into the early morning hours. We're talking 3 a.m. or later, hitting that overnight low, we think probably around 34 degrees. Now, satellite and radar, we are all clear. In fact, you have to go out. I said this a few minutes ago. You have to go out to almost the eastern half of the United States to go back to the west and find any cloud cover. That's right there from Texas up through Louisiana and moving up toward through Missouri in that neck of the woods. But we will see some of the clouds eventually, but it's going to take it a while. I mean, that's a big area of real estate right there, all dominated by a massive ridge of high pressure. And that bubble of no trouble moves right over us. And then on the backside of that, winds out of the southwest, that keeps us warm. So we see high temperatures building in from 60-ish today to probably low 60s, then mid, then some 70s, especially as we head into the middle part of the week. It's going to be really nice out there. So tonight, 34, mostly clear. Winds are fairly light out of the southwest. And then tomorrow, that high temperature going up to 68. If you look at the 7-day, we're in the low to mid 70s. Wednesday through Saturday, little rain Sunday, Monday cools us back down to 61 Sunday and 57 on Monday.
Hi, how are you? It's good to hear your voice after all this time. I am great, thank you. I hope you are. Good, good. All right, fabulous, thank you. Okay.
I've been looking forward to this segment all day long. Here's why. A whopping 17 million people watched the Oprah interview with Prince Harry and his wife Meghan last night, myself included. They dropped eye-opening revelations about their lives in the royal family, including their secret marriage before their wedding, Meghan's suicidal thoughts during her pregnancy, and conversations about baby Archie's skin color. You heard what they had to say, but what did their body language reveal? That's what body language expert Blanca Cobb is here to talk about. Blanca, I was tweeting you last night during this, so excited. So it really is a dream that you're here right now.
Thank you.
What did you see when Meghan was talking about Archie not being given a title and lack of security?
She is still confused to this day, as she was in the past when it first came up. And we know this because she had an eyebrow furrow. So her eyebrows furrowed together, the space in between. She doesn't understand. It doesn't make sense to her why her son wouldn't have a title, and particularly why he wouldn't have security. And then she sat up just a little bit and she leaned in. So that sit up, it was almost like the emotion pulled her up a little bit and shows how passionate she was about it.
You know what I love about this is it's not just Meghan, but these are things that we can take away for real life too, with other people.
That's right.
What about when they had the conversation about this baby's skin tone? What did you learn when she was talking about that?
Well, when Oprah asked her and said something like, well, who was talking about this? Meghan would not answer the question. And both Harry and Meghan were very careful in what they said and how much they revealed. But what Meghan did do is she nodded her head yes to confirm, yes, this actually did happen. And then afterwards, she adjusted her clothing. When you adjust your clothing in a situation like this, what that's saying is that you're feeling some anxiety, you're feeling some uncomfortableness, or you're feeling discomfort. There's something that isn't right. And obviously, it's that topic.
You know, one standout moment in the interview was when Meghan admitted that she had struggled with thoughts of suicide. Not many people talk about that, and it was pretty brave of her to share that. What did you notice with the body language in that moment?
What we do with body language is you want to look for congruency versus what somebody says versus what their body language is showing. So when she said, I didn't even want to be alive anymore, she was nodding her head yes. And that's congruent with what she's saying. I mean, she actually felt that way. And then when she went on to say, and I want you to watch my eyes very carefully, when she said it was clear, real, frightening, constant thought. Notice I closed my eyes when I said the word frightening. It's exactly what Meghan did. And so what this is eye blocking. You're actually blocking out some psychological pain. You're blocking out something that bothers you. And that's exactly what she did. Again, it's looking for the congruency between what somebody says and also in their body language.
You know, even though she was trying to block out the pain, you really could see the pain on her face in that interview, that clip we just showed. Blanca, thank you so much. You have a lot more on your Twitter about this, so go search for her on Twitter. It's Blanca Cobb. We'll be right back.
Hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, what time of day is it? Who knows? But we're here. Hey, Facebook.
Good afternoon, welcome to your 4 to 5.
Hey-o. What's up, George? And what's up, Facebook family? I'm back outside in the weather garden. You can't see me, but here I am. I got my mask on. I've been socially distant, washing my hands.
Hey guys, give me a mic check. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together. How does my shot work? Can somebody help me with that? I do not know where that is. I'm sorry. Not really help me.
Just give it a shot.
What is the
Hey, buddy, mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Hello, check check 1 2 1 2 and 3.
Hey friends,
Good
you made it
afternoon.
through Monday.
Welcome to your 4 to 5.
Well, we
Everyone's
almost did.
excited.
There's our Monday mix-up right there, Eric.
Wait, I feel like it's Friday already. I was going to say good afternoon. My name is Eric. This is Maddie, Ben, and Jalen.
Thank you. Thank you both for welcoming us to the show. We are glad you are joining us on this Monday afternoon.
Sun's popping out here in the weather garden. It's a beautiful day if you haven't been outside.
You're glowing.
Literally, right?
Quite literally.
This is the show where you get to talk back with us about your thoughts on the news of the day, and there's so much going on. So let's get right into it.
Absolutely. We are on top of some big developments this afternoon. Jury selection in the delayed trial of a former Minneapolis police officer, Derek Chauvin, who is accused of killing George Floyd last May. Last May, Chauvin was seen on camera pressing his knee onto Floyd's neck for more than 8 minutes. A judge in this trial put off questioning jurors until tomorrow, pending a ruling to reinstate a third-degree murder charge. Potential jurors already filled out a 16-page questionnaire. They had to answer things like what podcasts they listen to and whether they've ever carried a sign during a demonstration. But experts believe finding impartial jurors will be difficult.
Trying to weed out people that don't have prior knowledge or feelings about this case, and I think that's just going to be really, really difficult.
Peaceful demonstrators gathered outside of the courthouse to show support for George Floyd's family today. Chauvin has pleaded guilty to charges of second-degree murder and to manslaughter.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. President Joe Biden will give a primetime address to the nation on Thursday as we hit the 1-year mark of this pandemic. It's unclear exactly what time Mr. Biden's address will be Thursday night. Of course, we'll let you know. The president has yet to give a press conference since taking office, although the White House says he will hold one before the close of the month. So far, over 525,000 Americans have died due to the COVID-19 pandemic. New data shows North Carolina is recovering from the pandemic's impact on the economy quicker than other states. Don't you love living here? UNC Charlotte's annual economic report predicts our state will recover 99.8% of all the jobs lost during the pandemic. It's estimated about 200,000 jobs will be added by the end of the year. 14 of the 15 economic sectors are expected to increase their profits, all except for mining. The CDC has issued new guidelines for those who've already been fully vaccinated. Under the recommendations, people can fully gather with other fully vaccinated people in small groups without wearing masks or social distancing. However, the CDC is asking vaccinated people to keep on wearing those masks and social distancing out in public. And they're still advising people to avoid medium and large in-person gatherings.
Well, of course, the pandemic has taken a heavy toll on people throughout the country, but especially those with developmental disabilities. Many of them still don't have access to the COVID-19 vaccine, and some families, including one from North Carolina, are going to great lengths to get their loved ones the shot before it's too late.
Yeah!
Nicholas Hemachandra is a social 20-year-old. He loves to stay active and volunteers at a hospital near his home in western North Carolina. But when the pandemic eliminated most of his favorite activities last spring, the young man with autism was forced to isolate at home to protect his health.
He goes on walks. That's what he does. He goes on walks. And then he comes home and plays games. And it's been a very difficult time.
Last fall, people with disabilities under 65 that have at least one chronic condition in North Carolina were prioritized in Group 2 of the state's vaccine rollout. In January, they were dropped to Group 4. Despite growing evidence, people with IDD are 3 times more likely to die as a result of COVID-19. Desperate to keep his son safe, Nicholas's father, Ray, drove across state lines to Newport, Tennessee, to get him the vaccine.
It was enormous emotional relief and feeling of tears because it's been so long worried about his well-being.
Tennessee was the first state in the country to begin vaccinating people with disabilities 18 and older who do not live independently. Several thousand have now received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine.
People with the highest risk should be getting vaccinated.
Lisa Poteet, deputy director of the ARC of NC, is now urging every state to follow Tennessee's lead. After initially denying the nonprofit's request to move up all people with IDD on the vaccine priority list, North Carolina leaders changed course. The state's governor announcing Tuesday it will now open vaccination opportunities to more people following recent approval of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Poteet believes weeks of advocacy paid off, but says the message was clear.
We've done this to people with IDD for decades, and families are tired of it. And now they see it happening with a COVID vaccine. In their minds, it's the same thing over again. You're putting us at the back of the line again. We're being dismissed.
Nicholas will receive his second shot later this month and is one step closer to returning to life as normal. While his father is happy, North Carolina is finally prioritizing people like his son. He worries others in the IDD community across the country are being left behind.
It makes me feel outraged and ashamed. Lives have been lost in North Carolina and lives have been saved in Tennessee because of the way those 2 states chose to set policy, and it was a choice.
And I'm glad that young man had his parents advocating for him and making arrangements for him to get the shot. I am hopeful that as we continue to see more doses come into our state and as we continue to vaccinate more people, they will open up more appointments for people who really do need this shot and who want this shot. I think the mass vaccination clinic at the at Four Seasons Town Center, is going to be a game changer.
It absolutely is, Maddie. In fact, I just talked about that, spoke with someone about that with that organization earlier today, and it totally is a game changer because of the massive amounts of vaccines that they can give out. And a lot of this is drive-through. You don't even have to get out and go inside the mall. You just go straight through, get the shot. They do ask, I think, that you stick around for about 15 minutes. Of course, they just watch make sure you're okay, but it is going to be a process, and it's about time. We need this.
And not just that clinic too, but today Dr. Anthony Fauci said that they're going to increase the amount of vaccines that are being made and shipped out for everyone across the triad, across the country. So that means we're that much closer now, and it's going to speed up our process of getting through this.
Yeah, truly the light at the end of this now year-long tunnel.
Yeah. We are ready to see that change. And stick around, by the way, my 2 cents today, I'm talking a little bit about how spring gives us hope, but this year the spring is even more hopeful than normal. So let's talk about a forecast here. I want you to look at our long-range forecast here in just a second. Let me scoot it back one time. I wanted to get back so you can see. Look at the effect of this high pressure on the eastern half of the United States. I mean, from St. Louis through to the Atlantic Ocean, it's mostly sunny. That is a huge ridge of high pressure. I mean, we see big high pressure ridges, but this one is gigantic, even by normal standards. Weather will be warmer as that high moves across the state. Now we're going into Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon. You see the same thing. That high pressure still controlling things. That means winds will come in out of the south, and that does keep us on the warm side. We're going to see 70s pretty quickly here. 34 will be the low tonight. Winds will be fairly light out of the southwest tomorrow. 68 degrees. And again, since that warming trend is continuing, we expect 70s. I mean, the 7-day forecast showing low 70s Wednesday, Thursday, still sunny to partly cloudy. Friday, 74, Saturday, 71, scattered clouds then. Sunday, Monday, we have a rain chance, but it's very slight, 20 or 30%. But cooler air does come in as we drop down to 61 on Sunday. And by Monday, we're back to the upper 50s. But remember, our normal high this time of the year is 58 degrees.
Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination when a dark, delicious cookie makes an icy cold sensation. Hello, hello, hello. Continuing to give you a mic check. It is a new laptop, but everything else is the same. What needs to be done? Okay, now my speaker is not up at all, so where do I find that? The one that he gave me, it's an HP something? I can go get my own laptop, my own personal laptop, I guess. No, I used the old laptop before. Correct.
So a true songwriter is truly a different breed. I mean, they experience creativity on a level that most of us probably will never understand. Well, one triad teen, she's well on her way to stardom. She does incredible work, a lot of original compositions here. Sydney Rose is really a triad treasure. She's also a finalist in a North Carolina versus Georgia songwriting competition. I spoke with her about the competition and her goals. Sydney, thanks for being with us today. Hey, let's talk about this this competition, because I think this is really interesting that you've got people from different states that nobody knows each other. It's a total random process. So how do you go about this, and how does the competition work?
Yeah, so every week in April, one songwriter is going to go up against the other. So it's North Carolina versus Georgia, and there's 8 songwriters from each state, and we're just going to post our videos of our original songs on social media and have the public vote for us.
So really it's kind of random, like you don't know who you're going up against every week, and there could be different genres and different styles. Is that intimidating, or are you okay with that?
Honestly, I've never thought about that. That is a good question. I think it'll be super interesting to hear the different genres of songs and what people would prefer over one another. I think in North Carolina especially, it's super lenient towards, it leans more towards bluegrass. It is completely up to the public. I think that there's a website you go on and you're supposed to post every week, like, oh, vote for me, and hopefully that they do.
But really, the end result here is exposure, isn't it? Like, it's not about the money, obviously. That's not a lot of money. This is about getting your stuff out there.
Exactly. It's about, because it opens up your songs to a whole different state. And it's making connections, too, because I don't know some of these songwriters, even from North Carolina, and going up against somebody from Georgia, it's another chance to make friends or work on a collab with somebody.
This is very cool. You're so super talented. We're proud of you here in the Triad. Good luck with this, Sydney, and keep us posted on what happens.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you need to look her up if you haven't. She plays locally all the time. We did a story. We featured her on the 4 to 5 and on the Good Morning Show a couple of years ago. So really talented person, and she needs all of us to go online and vote. And we'll put that information in this story on the website on WFMY and news2.com.
And so all we have to do is go to our website, and the link is in there to hear her song and to go vote.
Absolutely, yes. We'll link you to that website where that competition is going on, but you can find her too on Facebook. She's posting that link on her Facebook page as well. It's Sydney Rose.
I always think it's so impressive when someone writes the songs that they sing. I can't believe when I realized that other people write songs for artists. It blew my mind. It's such a major industry. So to know that she is writing what she's actually performing, I think that's super special. And that's a lot of talent right there. You're right, a triad treasure. We liked that.
Absolutely, and the Triad is full of treasures. We got so many talented people all over our area. We got athletes, songwriters, musicians, artists, chefs, all type of different and just a melting pot of talent that's in our area. So I'm just super excited for Sydney. I hope she does well and make sure we do the best we can and go vote for her so that she can bring this win this prize and bring it home to the Triad for us.
Did you say chefs because you were once again trying to
Look, I was really just
skills?
Going through the list of stories that I've done so far, and I just happened to end up on chefs. But I see what you're getting at. Look,
you wanted to just plug your chef skills.
I don't have like a platform yet, so like I don't have anything to plug. But it's just the fact that you kind of not denied me my talent, but you just buried the lead and didn't lead with my talent being the answer to your question.
No, I just wanted to give everyone an equal opportunity to share their skills in the kitchen. Jalen, I know that you were talented, did not mean to take away from that.
It's fine, we're fine, we've moved past it, but you circled back.
Well, let's move past this conversation and go to break, quite honestly.
We're just kidding, we're not actually.
I promise we're friends, y'all.
Sometimes, we'll be right back.
Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. Here's low, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together.
Okay, let's try this. This is the webcam, ice cold. Is that good? Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination when the dark delicious cookie. Okay. I mean, it's really no secret, right? Everyone knows that girls and guys on TV wear makeup, right, Ben?
There you go, Tanya, spilling all our secrets to the public. It is my least favorite part of the job, I will tell you. I never can quite get it right. It feels weird on your skin. I don't know how you amazing women do it all the time.
Okay, well, I think you have a lot more company than you know when it comes to guys wearing makeup, because due to working at home or Zoom like I am right now, and many people are doing when it comes to either dating or at work, more and more men are buying makeup. Is that surprising to you, Ben, to hear that they're doing it to like cover up blemishes and stuff like that?
You know, it's a little weird that people are doing it for dating, because I feel like you're misleading the person, right? What happens when they finally meet in person and you have all these acne scars?
Okay, what about all the girls who don't wear makeup actually do that? Okay.
I guess we just expect it, right?
Yeah, let's get to the numbers here. In 2018, more than 56% of American men admitted that they use facial cosmetics like a foundation or concealer or BB cream at least once. Then the pandemic came along. Google searches for men's makeup looks jumped nearly 80% last year. Men paying more attention to how they look is really big money. According to Allied Market Research, the men's personal care market is expected to reach $166 billion next year. Okay, check this out. This is a home for sale. Take a look. It has an open concept bathroom, like it was planned to not have a door from the bathroom to the living room.
I think that the majority of us, it's just not the right fit. But yeah, I'm still holding out hope that there's one person out there, because all we need is one buyer who prefers it this way and is willing to put their money behind it and embrace the freedom.
Know where to go with this? Who prefers that?
Okay, I actually have an answer to this, though.
Okay.
Because a house we lived in as a kid, the person who had lived there before was in a wheelchair, and they needed to be able to get in and out of the bathroom easier. And so it was like this, my bedroom. And it actually wasn't that bad, although I would say putting it right there in the living room is a little different.
It is a little different. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,000 square foot home, $899,000.
I bet that's heavily discounted, though, because of this.
Heavily discounted. All right. I'll be curious to see what folks on Facebook are saying when it comes to this open bathroom concept. Who knows? It could be the newest thing on the home market. And we're going to say that the 4 to 5 is, there's more coming up after this crazy story.
There sure is. We're going to follow that crazy story with one of the cutest things that you will see all day. A zoo just outside of Chicago is helping a 1-month-old otter pup get back to its family. Last week, zookeepers found out that the pup's mom is not able to provide him with the right amount of nourishment that he needs. So the staff will be busy feeding, playing, and taking care of him until he can get back on his feet. The zoo says he'll be reunited with his parents by the end of March. I didn't know that I loved baby otters until right now. I love him.
I didn't know baby otters were pups. We learned a whole bunch of stuff going on.
The little whiskers.
He is a cutie though, look at him.
I love otters because they hold hands when they fall asleep so they don't float away from their friends or their loved ones. Isn't that sweet?
I mean, that's about the cutest thing I've seen in not today. That's at least a month.
Wow,
Y'all
that's
are
a big
ridiculous.
statement there. I don't know.
Very
it still
cute.
kind of looks like a rodent to me.
That's what I'm saying, Ben.
no.
I'm with you on that. It kind of looks like a black rat. It's just a long black rat.
Or like a little gerbil baby.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan.
Cutest thing I've
A
ever seen.
long black rat.
It's the
No,
worst thing ever.
he's
All right.
so cute.
I'm
Should I
glad
talk about
they
weather
helped them
and
back
save
to
this?
health though. Nurse them back to health. That was the most important part.
And I do enjoy all the smiles on the zookeepers' faces. You can tell they really love their jobs over there.
Does anyone know where I can play with a baby otter?
I think they have some. I don't know if
Science
you
Center.
can play with them at the Science Center, but I know they have some. I'm sure you got some special privileges. You can pull some springs and make it happen.
Yeah, right. Yes, well, I think that it is very cute. And honestly, the last time I went to the Science Center, they did let me touch the octopus because we were there for their 60th anniversary, and there were all these protocols you had to follow because, you know, the octopus can be dangerous, but it was a very cool experience. You just put your
I'm
hand
warning
flat on
everybody
the
at the
top.
Science Center to watch out for Maddie in like a costume.
Yeah.
Sneaking in with the otters.
I would not do that. Promise.
That's good.
All right, stick around. Eric's 2 cents is coming up next. Hi, mic check, easy breezy, y'all. I'm so sad that WandaVision is over. I need more episodes.
Sunday, very good. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, Jalen.
Callie, when are you're signed up on Sunday too, right? Yay!
So, you know, I was riding around the car with my little ones this weekend. We were running an errand, and my littlest, Drew, soon to be 8, looked out and said, "Dad, look, I'm starting to see color in the trees again." And I noticed it. I hadn't really looked around and thought about that. And I said, "We are. I do see color in the trees." And then I started watching, like, you know, someone brings something up to you and then it kind of is in the front of your mind. And as I went about my business over the last 2 or 3 days, I started noticing I would see people out planting or working in their yards more. I noticed that when I went to the grocery store, I saw potted plants or flowers are now out and on display, and things for picnics and cookouts. And you know, the weather's starting to get a little bit warmer, and we get that wonderful feeling of spring when you know that warmer weather is just now starting to return little by little. And it made me think of what we've been through for the last year. Think about it. This coming weekend last year was when the bottom fell out for us, and we went through a year like we've never been in our lives. Anybody living today can say this year was like no other in their lives. And so I started thinking the planting in spring, and it always makes everybody think about new life, and you know, life returns, right, as spring goes into summer. But this time, it's even more the case. Spring gives us hope in a lot of ways, and this year it's even stronger, that our lives are starting to blossom and come back little by little. And it made me grateful, and I think we all should be grateful as we head into this spring, which may mean more than others in the past. But that's just my 2 cents, and that's your 4 to 5 WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
CDC recommends that fully vaccinated people can visit with other fully vaccinated people in small gatherings indoors without wearing masks or physical distancing.
So you heard it, that is the latest guidance from the CDC on what you can do and what you should still avoid after you've been fully vaccinated.
Let's take a closer look. The CDC says fully vaccinated people can visit with other fully vaccinated people indoors without wearing masks or social distancing. Fully vaccinated people can also visit with unvaccinated people from a single household who are at low risk for severe illness without wearing a mask or social distancing. Fully vaccinated people do not need to quarantine after a known exposure as long as they have no symptoms. However, the CDC